Hey guys, how are you today? In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to manage coronavirus anxiety. I'm Dee, and I'm a clinical psychologist. And here on my channel, we talk psychology, and together we try to figure out what's the life you've always wanted to live and how to start living them. So if you're interested in getting to know yourself better and achieving the life you've always wanted, I invite you to join me on this journey of getting to know yourself, of knowing what's the life you've always deserved to live. Here every week I upload new videos. Please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the bell button to get notified whenever I upload new videos. Let's jump into the video. I'm going to start first of all explaining what is the coronavirus anxiety. In order to understand a little bit of this type of anxiety, we have to understand how our mind works. Our mind is drawn to the big scary numbers and the big headline. Our human tendency is to ignore all basic probability, and this existed even before the coronavirus. As humans, we automatically go to any small chance or small hint of danger and we see it, we mark it, and we get anxious about it. But when we start thinking about it, why is that? The reason is it's evolutionary. It's better to over-evaluate a danger than under-evaluate. We have to be prepared. When you encounter a spider or a scary bug or even a scary snake, you automatically feel you have to move away. You feel even disgusted. All kinds of emotions and physical sensations that are alerts for you to move away from it. And this is how our bodies and ourselves actually avoid danger. This is how we know to stay away. Well, the coronavirus is actually a very smart opponent. If you think about it, it's less lethal than Ebola virus, and yet it uses our psychological vulnerability. It already managed to close down countries, crash the stock market, and ignited a social conflict. And let's see why it's so smart. If you think about that Ebola virus, it has 90% mortality rate, and yet it's pretty stupid. It kills itself and the host too fast for it to spread in a way that affects us, like the coronavirus. So, did I convince you that everything is going to be okay? There's nothing to be anxious about, nothing to be fearful about? Probably not so much. Our emotions and sensations are not always arguable. All rationale kind of goes out the window. But why is that? Think about it. This is the first time for most of the world to have been in this situation. Everything has affected our lives, our jobs, even our freedom to go around. So it makes sense that we have these emotions. So since it's not really going away so fast as we would have wanted, we need to start thinking about how to create a routine that would push us forward, would help us feel better and still feel we're living the life that we want within our house. The first step is managing your emotions, managing the anxiety and the fear, uncertainty that all of us feel. So the first one would be normalizing your response. You have to remind yourself that whatever you're feeling is completely okay. It's been shown by studies that just by starting to talk about it, you do feel better and it lowers the intensity of your emotions. Remember, you have a right to feel this way, but you also have a right to put things in perspective. The second tip would be try to differentiate useful worry to non-useful one. A productive worry is one that brings to useful, effective actions. Try making a list of all the things that calm you down, watching TV, reading a book, listening to music, meditating, and also you can add the useful things that help to calm your worry. For example, washing your hands, putting a mask on. On the other hand, unproductive worry is one that brings questions like, what if? There is actually no to-do list you can address to calm it down. So if you're feeling these kinds of emotion, these kinds of unproductive worry, just jump into the next tip. The third tip, accepting uncertainty. Remember, one of the main factors in worrying is intolerance to uncertainty. Remember, we've always had it. We normally can't control everything in our lives, but it doesn't automatically mean bad outcomes. But when we think about it, we can control a lot of the risk factors. If we're afraid to get infected, we can social distance ourselves from others. We can listen to whatever authorities are telling us to do. We can wash our hands more, and it does give us more control in these days that we feel lack of control, uncertainty. Tip number 4. Choose your source of information. make sure the source that you use is a credible one. For example, you can use the World Health Organization website to get your information from. You can use your local TV station. Don't trust social media as your source of information. There's a lot of fake news and there's a lot of information that usually doesn't help our anxiousness. Tip number 5 is set daily goals. Try to put your energy in more positive goals like Zoom with family and friends, maybe sports, watching a movie, favorite TV show, or any kind of hobby that you want. Even try considering starting to do the things you never had the time to, which we're going to talk about in a few videos away on how to use this time. Just remember, your mind is always going to go back to worrying. It's completely normal, and this is what's supposed to happen. But when it does, notice it, go back to your to-do list. Wash your hands, watch a movie, do the things that fulfill you, and do the things that help you gain a little bit more control. Tip number 6 is last, but it's definitely not least. Don't be afraid of sharing your thoughts and emotions and whatever you're thinking about with a close family member or a friend. It's important that we don't bottle up inside whatever we're feeling, because this does intensify the emotions you're experiencing. And remember that if things get a little bit too much for you, don't hesitate to ask professional help. Many of the psychologists that I know today started working online in order to adjust so you can find a good psychologist and a therapist that works for you. So just to sum it up today, remember that there is no right or wrong. We do live in crazy, weird times with a lot of uncertainty. There's a place for every emotion that you have, especially the negative ones. Airing these emotions, especially the negative ones, will allow more space for you to start going after things you really want to do in order to live a more fulfilling life, even during these crazy times. And I'm going to end with a nice quote. I hope I'm saying it right. Celestine Chua, that said, "Fear, uncertainty, and discomfort are compasses towards growth." And it's true. Remember that feeling these emotions give you a small sign, something that you have to kind of look towards and understand a little bit more. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you here next time. If you liked it, don't hesitate to press the like button. Help support my channel, and I'll see you here next time.